Kal Kadosh, good evening. We're just continuing with Pasuk Daled. This is in Perek Yudchet, Pasuk Daled, where it says, Shema Echad Gereshom, Veshema Sheni Eliezer. So the first child's name was Gereshom, second child's name was Eliezer. And the question that we ask ourselves is, why is it that it says Shem HaRishon? Usually you would say Shema Echad, Veshem Asheni, right? Why does it say Shema Echad, Veshema Echad? Say Shema Echad v'Shema Sheni. Why does it say like that? So the Hemek Davar says, "Tema shekatav ha'echad lelamdenu shehu ha'miyuchad bivnei Moshe." Why did it say also Shema Echad on the second child? Because he was miyuchad. He was something special of the children of Moshe. Because all the children were going to come from him, right? And that's why the Rishonim come and they say, "Telachen katav Shema Echad v'lo katav Shema Sheni, mishum sheya lo lazkir Elohei avi." Legabe Elohei eno din lazkir Sheni. To do with the name of Hashem, you never mention the name of Hashem is second. So because remember, Eliezer was name of Elohei Avi Be'ezri. So because of that, he mentioned Shema Echad Gereshom, Shema Echad Eliezer. It didn't say Shema Sheni. Doesn't want to mention by HaKadosh Baruch Hu the word Sheni. So it's always Echad. So that's why he mentions it. Fine. Now it comes and it says, what happens is that Vayomer and Moshe, he comes and he tells Moshe Rabbeinu. Now, who's this? Yitro is sending a message to Moshe Rabbeinu. So some people explain that because of the Ananei Kavod, because of the clouds of glory, it was impossible to send a shaliach with a messenger with something in his hand. So what did he do? He put a letter, he tied it onto an arrow, and he shot the arrow. And the arrow came into the Ananei Kavod, and it stopped it. And Moshe Rabbeinu was able to take it from there. So Moshe read the letter, and then so then he went out to greet him. That was what's brought down in Midrash Tanchuma Yashan. Now, what does he tell him? Ani chotencha Yitro ba'elecha. I am your father-in-law coming to you. Katava sforno higdim leodio derech musar. He says leman yuchal leachin mekom leshivtam, which means you always have to tell someone that you're coming. Meaning you don't come unexpected. You always have to come and you have to tell them, right, that you're coming. So therefore he comes and he says, I'm coming to you. So he doesn't just pop up, surprise. No. He comes in order to prepare for him. Just like it says, just like you're not supposed to go into your own house unexpected, kal vachomer to your friend's house. So that's why when Yitro came, he made sure that he had to give prior warning, I'm coming to you. So they could have prepared for him, right? Whatever it was, obviously it wasn't for the red carpet. Understand? It wasn't for the red carpet. It was just so that way he would know that he's coming. Okay, so that's the sforno, which is actually, I think, a very beautiful musar, right? So therefore, you let people know that you're coming. You don't just come and expect. Now it says, "Ani chotencha Yitro ba'elecha v'ishtecha u'shnei baneima." Right? Katav Rashi d'amar lo, if you're not going to come out for me, so come for your wife, and if not for your wife, for your children. So the Mefarshim say, one second, Yitro was looking after Gedula. He was looking after kavod. That he comes and he says, send it for me. So he comes and he says like this. He says, really, be'emet, it's not true. He says, it wasn't redifat kavod. It was a sarat gnayu bizayon. Because even a tzaddik and a chassid makpida bizniono. Normally, you come and you respect the guest. A guest comes, you give them the kavod. Right? Many times guests come for Shabbat. We give them the aliyot. Why do you give them the aliyot? Right? It's not because you already know they have money. Sometimes they go to the Torah, they don't even give you a penny. It's not because of that. It's because somebody comes, you give them kavod. Right? You come and you give them respect. You came, ruchim habayim. You should make them feel welcome. So you come, you give them an aliyah, you give them something. So he says it's normal lechabed et haoreach. Uvifrat kasher yachotem Moshe, especially when it was going to be the father-in-law. Im lo yatsa likrato haya bizayon ugnal Yitro. So here it's the opposite, which means like this. We could think that what? Yitro's looking for respect? No. Yitro is making sure that he's not going to be disgraced. Now it comes out like this. If right now you're going to come and you're going to respect whichever type of a guest that's going to come to you, all the more so now, imagine right now your father-in-law comes to you and you don't even bother going to greet him. So now it's not you're not giving him respect, you're disgracing him. It's worse. So therefore he says he was makpid on his bizayon de gnai. So therefore he comes and he says, right, that's why he was actually coming and he was doing it just to actually come and to save himself from disrespect. Because if it was for the kavod, he wasn't doing it for that he should get the kavod. right? You're not supposed to receive kavod. You're not supposed to look after kavod. Remember, when you look after kavod, the kavod runs away from you. But rather the opposite. He was just making sure that he wasn't going to be disgraced. So what did he do? He comes and he tells Moshe, listen, it's a minimum that, if I'm going to come, you should come to greet me because I'm a guest. And all the more so that I'm your father-in-law. Okay? However, though, right, if you're going to see, I don't remember if it was in actually this year's bulletin, was actually just finished it, or if it was in last year's bulletin, but there was a beautiful Rabbi Friend. The Rabbi Friend said that that's not the explanation. He says, what the explanation was? It wasn't because of running after kavod, or because of this explanation, which was the mechilta, basically, which is to save himself from disgrace. The answer was very simple. It was for the kavod of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which means he wanted to make a lot of noise. Why did he want to make a lot of noise? If you have Yitro, this guy Yitro was the one that he went and he served every single god. He was like a priest of almost every single god. And now you're going to come, and he's going to come to slip into Am Yisrael, to become Jewish. You didn't do enough noise. So what does he do? He wants a big commotion. He wants that everybody's going to be speaking about it, to show you that this is the true God. So therefore, when he was coming and he was telling Moshe Rabbeinu that I want you to come out to greet me, it wasn't for himself. For himself, he doesn't care less. It's that way everyone in the world is going to find out, wow, Yitro went to the Jewish nation, the king of the Jewish nation, Moshe Rabbeinu came out to greet him, and then he went and he converted, that's what he was doing. It wasn't for himself. He wanted an example. Exactly. He wanted to give an example to the world. So therefore, according to this, it's a completely different explanation. Because we thought at the beginning that it was because of kavod. We answered, no, it wasn't kavod. What was it? To save himself out of disrespect, right? Out of gnaya, out of an embarrassment. What? A guest comes, you don't even pay attention to him. Right? A guest comes, you're supposed to let him in. You're supposed to ask him, does he need anything? Right? How could it be? Hearing is not the exact opposite. It was for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Okay? It's a beautiful explanation, Rabbi Friend. What?
So humble himself.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. He was humbling himself to come, and he was doing it only for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, not for himself. So what happens? Vayetze Moshe likrat choteno. So it says, what happened? Moshe Rabbeinu went out. Did he go because of his father-in-law, because of his wife, or because of his children? The father-in-law. Because it says, Vayetze Moshe likrat choteno. Says the Ibn Ezra, the Shach, the Sechel Tov, the Midrash, lo mechamat ishto banav. Not because of his wife and children, ela mechamat choteno. Because of his father-in-law. Lelamed shieh adam noheg bichod chamiv. From here you learn you're obligated in the kavod of your father-in-law. Yeah, you want to take a picture? Yeah, send to them. Yeah, record. Yeah, it's being recorded. Don't worry. Okay, very good. It's being recorded. Afterwards, you just send it. Yeah, you send the recording. You have it on YouTube. Yeah. So what happens? V'atam. What's the reasoning? Why are you obligated? Now, one more time. Where are you obligated to come and to respect your father-in-law? From this pasuk, a pasuk in the Torah. Vayetze Moshe likrat choteno. Why? Because it was the father-in-law. Not because of his wife and children. He would have said, listen, it's obvious. He's going to go greet his wife. He's going to go see his children. No, he went out because of his father-in-law. He says, Vatam, lefich shechetzi gufo sheishto, hu gidelav nitpal ba. At the end of the day, half of his body is his wife, correct? The wife is half of the body, right? She's part of us. Who grew her up? Who was the one that came and that took care of her and that made her grow? It was the father-in-law. Kemo she'aviv nitpal bo. Im ken chayav hu bichvodo, kemo bichvod raviv. Lefi sheshlemut gufo bal yado. Which means the fact that the shlemut of himself, which means the fact that he was able to get married to someone, and this someone was brought up in a good environment because of the father-in-law, he owes the respect to his father-in-law, just like he owes the respect to his father. So it's a midrash, it's a shach, okay? Very important. Next, Vayitze Moshe, Rashi says, Kavod gadol nitkaved Yitro be'ota shah. Look at this kavod. Why? Once Moshe Rabbeinu came out Aharon. Aaron came out Nadav Avihu. Anybody that saw them wasn't going to come out, so everyone came out. And it's a mekoras and mechilta, which means that everybody came out. And it says, some people say that even the Shekhinah went out with them. So imagine, all of a sudden, it wasn't only just Moshe Rabbeinu. Because you see Moshe Rabbeinu coming, all of a sudden Aaron is going to come out, Nadav Avihu, and then everyone sees, where's everyone going? So everyone comes out. So everyone goes out as well. What happens? Vayishtachu, he bowed down. The derech nimus, ze morea le'eter ishtachavaya livnei adam nichbadim derech nimus, lo derech avodah, ve'lo nichtav kol ze lekadei lilmod mimen. The Ibn Ezra comes right? And he says a very big chidush. Yeah, the Ibn Ezra comes and he says, what is the chidush? He says that the chidush is that from here we learn you're allowed to bow down to someone out of respect. Yeah, I always told you that there's a big dilemma that goes on. What happens if a woman's going to come and want to shake your hand? Yeah, so what are you supposed to do? So mitzad halacha, it's very problematic. Why? There's a Chazon Ish that says that it's abizayu de giluy arayot, which means that just like for immoral relations you have to give up your life, so too the subcategories of immoral relations you have to give up your life. At the end of the day, why are you going to shake another woman's hand? She's an adva to you. Okay? So what happens is there was a famous story that Rav Yitzchak Yosef said over, right, many years ago, I think it was last year, 2 years ago. He said over that once happened with Rav Ovadia Yosef. Rav Ovadia Yosef, he won a type of like a Nobel Prize for his work of the Yabia Omer. Now imagine, you know what it is, a Yabia Omer? It's something, it's an encyclopedia. Mamash, they use it as an encyclopedia, right? It was something incredible. They once went, when they came out with Otzara Chochmah, I heard this story once. They went to Rav Ovadia and they told him, by the way, you should know they came out with Otzara Chochmah. What's Otzara Chochmah? Like a Wikipedia, it's like an encyclopedia of all the Jewish. So when he said, okay, fine, like a big deal. So they went and they told him, listen, Rabbi, where does it speak about this and this halacha? So he went and he gave them 50 mekorot out of the 52. That means he gave them 50 sources where it's brought down out of 52 sources. What were the last two sources that he didn't give? Yabia Omer and Nechavedat. His own two Sfarim. Yeah. Which means that Rav Ovadia was something not normal. You understand? It was something incredible. Right? It was a gaon. He was something, out of this world. But what happened? What happened is that, if I remember correctly, it was Golda Meir, that she came and she was supposed to present it to him. So she went and she stuck out his hand. So he went and Rav Yitzchak Yosef went and he said a joke. And he comes and he says, listen, there's a few heterim, right, that he could have probably done. She was old. She was ugly. There was a few different things. He started saying like a few different, but what did he say? He said, Rav Yosef said, I apologize. He went like this. He took the prize and lit it out. He didn't shake her hand. Why? Asur. Yisur is asur. You understand? And therefore, there's no heter. You understand? Sometimes they come there. Yeah, no, not embarrassed and not to this and not to that. It's all, a lot of it is all below.
This guy, Bennett, he's the one with the little boy. He's very religious. And there is news.
He was there in Morocco, right? He was the chief rabbi. He was like, again, the head of the OU of Morocco. So he went and he came to my house. He told me that his minhag is that if a woman's going to come and try to shake his hand, what he does is he bows, right? And this is actually what we were saying here. Says, like the Japanese. Says it's a bow, right? Some people, they come and they do like this, right? They bow. Why? Because all of a sudden now he's giving out of respect, right? He doesn't have to come and he has to give a handshake or anything, right? But he bows. So here, this is what the Ibn Ezra says. Limedan, right? He comes and he says, derech nimus, it's derech eretz, and this teaches us ayeter that it's permitted to bow in order to show respect, and we're learning derech eretz from Moshe Rabbeinu. Okay, that's the concept, right? That's what it actually says over here. Okay.